Welcome back to the ASUN Gameday Podcast. Jordan Griffith, William Hall, Mike DeVader, and A.W. Hamilton, EKU men's basketball coach, joining us. Coach, appreciate you joining here for the first time. Also, our first guest since Ted Gumbart, all the way back when we first started this thing. So, again, appreciate you joining. And you guys have been playing incredible basketball lately. We have a few questions for you. My first one, we like to appeal to the common fan here at the ASUN. For some audience members who haven't seen your team play, you guys claim to have the most exciting 40 minutes in sports. Can you exactly explain what that means?
Well, we play an exciting brand of basketball. You know, we want to get up and down. We want to guard 94 feet. You know, our thing is, you know, we want to lead the league in scoring, steals, forced turnovers, and assists. And when I got to Eastern, I was like, you know, we got to energize the fan base. That's what we needed to do. That was, you know, we didn't have a lot of life. We needed to pump some excitement into the university and energy around the program. So in Kentucky, the Kentucky Derby is the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. So I actually stole that from them. Don't tell them. I hope nobody's watching, you know. But so I was like, we'll be the most exciting 40 minutes in sports. So our fans, they absolutely love it. You know, we've had the last 2 years, we broke the school record, most season tickets ever sold. We had the biggest crowd in the last 20 years. When we played Western this year. You know, I think right now we lead the league in attendance, and you can feel the energy when you're in our building. You know, they love our style of play, and for our guys though, you know, we're not an offensive team. We're a defensive team. You know, we want to dive on every loose ball. We want to take charges. We want to press. We want to get after you. But for the fans, they see it, and you know, we shoot a bunch of threes, and it's fun to watch. But it's our defense right now that's leading to us playing good offense.
Well, I mean, the team is definitely entertaining. The second year here in the ASUN, made the championship last year. Off to a great start here in early conference play. So, what would you say is the biggest factor in this great start that you've had? What do you think is really playing into that? Outside of, I know you said the defense is something that you're really focused on, but what else has your team brought to you this? You know, led to this early success?
Well, I think any great team, you got to be a player-led program. And what that means is everybody's got to be able to hold themselves accountable. And if you can hold yourself accountable, you can have great carryover and you can get better and you can continue to improve. And that's what we needed so bad this year because we have so many young guys. You know, at the point guard position, we're playing freshmen. And their ability to hold themselves accountable, take coaching, be invested in the film room and learn, and then have great carryover. You know, that's really what's really helped us, not just on offense, but on defense. And then we have some really good veteran players. You know, Michael Marino, 7th in the country in threes. You know, Tay Blanton is having a phenomenal year. And then Cooper Robb, you know, sometimes you look at Cooper Robb's stats and you're like, oh, he's playing over 30 minutes a game. He's only getting 10 points a game. But the things that he does, they don't show up on the stat sheet. I mean, the kid is the toughest kid I've ever coached. I mean, you know, he can really guard. He makes winning plays. So those veteran guys have been really good for our young guys. And then our young guys they continue to get better. You know, they love to play. They love to be coached. And they hold themselves accountable. You know, this team, this group, they don't point fingers. You know, they don't. You know, they're not that type of group. They want to be coached. They love me coaching them. Even they love when I, you know, maybe break a board or something every now and then. You know, they love that. They feed off that, and that's what gives you a chance to have a really good basketball team.
And Coach, you kind of talked about the qualities that you have there and what it kind of takes with that player-led program, but diving a little bit more into the individual side of things, what kind of qualities do you look for at your program in a potential player or in the players that are coming into your program to be successful?
I think you got to have kids that love to play basketball and that are competitive. You know, you got to have that, you know, because, you know, playing college basketball is not easy. It's you know, you know, you practice in 20 hours a week. You got to balance your academics, your social life with the basketball. You know, so it's hard. And then, you know, so they got to love to play. They got to love to play. and then they got to be competitive. And when you got those two things and you get a kid that's got great character, you get a player that's going to be a really good player in your program. And that's what we got. We got great young people. These guys, I mean, they do their job in the classroom. They limit distractions. And then when you're able to limit distractions and you can focus, your attention on basketball, it gives you a chance to be a really good player.
Oh, well, Coach, I can say you have the early candidacy for celebration of the year after the Liberty game, coming into the locker room with the water going all over the place. And again, that kind of contributes to the energy you were talking about. You obviously inject it into your team. And something that I've been impressed with so far, opposed to last year's team, is this year's team, you guys can win in so many different ways, and you're doing that. You're showing that right now. You can win close, you can win big. How is that kind of the versatility, the depth, all of that kind of factoring in played into that success you guys have seen so far?
Well, our depth is very critical for us because we play an up-tempo system, and we like to press for 94 feet. And pressing, it's, like our last game, I think we only turned Stetson over a few times. We only came up with a couple steals, but you just apply pressure nonstop to try to wear them down and put them in short shot clock situations. So our depth, our ability to rotate guys in and out has been critical for us. Every coach is going to say the same thing. You got to win nowadays in the transfer portal. That's part of recruiting. Mm-hmm. So we signed 5 high school guys, but you also got to win in the portal. And we got Isaiah Cozart and Darden Kapiti out of the portal. Both of those guys are having great seasons for us. Cozart's almost averaging a double-double in league play, but it's not that. It's what he's doing, changing shots and blocking shots. When you got a guy who can block shots like that, he makes the guard. He saves the guard. I was a guard back in the day. You get beat off the bounce and somebody, takes you to the basket, and you got a 5 that can block shots or change the shot. He gives us that presence.
So, Coach, I know you mentioned your veteran returners. You mentioned Michael earlier. Obviously, our ASUN Player of the Week, well deserved. Just talk about him coming back this year. I mean, he's up to scoring. He's up to his field goal shooting. He's shooting better from 3 as opposed to last year. So, what changes did you see in him in the offseason and that he's bringing to the squad this year?
Well, what Michael did is he changed his body in the offseason. And the work is showing now, what his commitment was starting last spring. I mean, he played our last game last year. He was over 240 pounds. He's playing at around 215 now. So, he's getting off slip cuts better. He's creating more separation when he does a sprint away or we do a pick and pop situation. He's able to play longer stretches in the game. And he's playing much better defense. So his commitment to his body is what's elevated his play. And Michael, look, I showed Michael yesterday. He's going to end up going down as one of the top 5 scorers in school history at EKU. He'll be top 5 in steals, top 5 in rebounding, and he'll be the number 1 3-point shooter in school history. He's put together such a phenomenal career. And it's because he's a great young person. He's the president of SAC at EKU. He does all the right things off the floor. He's got over a 3.5 GPA. He's that type of young person. He's a special one.
And Coach, when looking kind of back at your career or currently right now, what kind of coaches did you look up to, and what kind of coaches in your mind maybe helped mold the coach that you are today?
I was lucky at the time. I didn't know this, but when I go to Wake Forest. I played for Dave Odom. Dave Odom leaves. Skip Prosser comes in. I play for Skip Prosser. Then I transfer. I go to Marshall. I play for Greg White. Greg White leaves. He goes to University of Charleston. Then I play for Ron Jerson. So, I played for 4 different staffs, and I have such great relationships with almost all of them. And then, I had a chance to play for Kevin Keats, and I worked for Kevin Keats for so long that, he's been like a father to me. So, there's so many people that have impacted my life. And that's why I wanted to get into coaching, because my coaches, I was so blessed to have the right people coach me that genuinely cared about me beyond basketball. And that's what you do this for. I want to win every game, but I want these guys to have a great experience. I want them to get their college degree and do the things in life that they want to do.
Gotcha, Coach. Just two more questions for me. I think we'll wrap it up here. Again, I appreciate you joining us. Not to look too far ahead, but I have to assume a conference championship in the tournament is one of the goals for you guys. If that were to happen for EKU, why would that happen?
Well, if it happens for us, it'll be just our continued ability to be invested in what we're doing and stay in the course, because seasons are long, and it's easy for a team to say, oh, I'm getting tired, or, oh, I'm a little banged up. I can't perform tonight. That's an easy way out. So just our continued to, investment in what we're doing, staying together, which is what I love about this team, because, you talk about this when you're a coach or you're leading an organization, whatever it is, you say you want to be a family. All right. Well, what does a family have? A family has love. They make sacrifices. And that's what these guys do for each other. Like if you watch our guys play, they celebrate each other. They love each other. And I told them in the beginning in our first meeting, I said, my goal is, everybody wants to win the championship. But my goal is if we lose our last game, that I want all 14 guys, every coach, every manager, my athletic director, the president, whoever's in that locker room to be crying because we were that invested. And if we do that, we got a chance.
Yeah, that's fair. So looking at the season, you guys are 9-1 at home, 2-5 on the road, 3 straight, great games at home, beat some of the top teams in the league right now, named mid-major team of the week. How do you take that same momentum, that confidence, and you're going on the road now, going to Lipscomb and Austin Peay? How do you, as a coach, motivate and translate that to take that same passion on the road and pick up these road wins?
Yeah, I mean, if you can't win on the road, you can't win the championship. You can't do it. So, our defense has to travel. We got to continue to share the basketball, and if we do those things, we'll give ourselves a chance to win on the road. And what it is it's a 4-minute game. Lenny's got a great team. Lenny's team is shooting over 49% from the field. That's a high number, so we got to be able to guard Lipscomb. They got a great offensive team. They're guarding much better. But we got to be able to do those little things to give ourselves a chance to win on the road.
And Coach, kind of going off of that as well, what kind of obstacles do you think you might have to face in the future, and what do you hope that your team's able to overcome trying to chase down that championship later on in the season?
Well, when you have success, you can't let the kids in the group of guys think that it's easy or you can't relax. We got to continue to play with a chip on our shoulder. And if we do that, again, we'll have a chance because we got the right group of guys. So our guys staying hungry is going to be critical, which I have no doubt that they will.
All right. Any other basketball related questions before we get to the last one, guys? Either one of you.
No, Jordan, just take it off the rails. I know you got something, so go for it.
Of course. And Coach, I think you'll have a great answer to this one. So I have a would you rather for you on the last question before we let you go. Would you rather fly, but only indoors, or you can fly anywhere, but you have to fly feet first?
Man, that's tough.
Yeah.
Maybe fly anywhere feet first. I might do that.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
How do you come up with that?
Yeah, that's just a game I used to play. The old job I had, we'd work in a warehouse. We'd be putting stuff in envelopes, and we'd come up with crazy, stupid stuff like that. So
I love it. I'm gonna do that with my team. I love that.
Yeah, it's quite a good one. Well, Coach, best of luck this season. Thank you so much for joining the podcast.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you. You too.